Are you happy we're playing as Ciri, or do you prefer we create our own Witcher? I'll talk about that as we go through the trailer. Quick and easy answer is that I think that this is a solid, justifiable choice. I think both could have worked, but I think them choosing to go with Ciri makes sense as they're wanting to continue it. They also said like they're not going to do The Witcher 4 as the title. It's not going to be its own, it's not going to be The Witcher 4. They're going to call it something else. And then they announced it and it's called The Witcher 4. So I think at some point they made a change and they decided that they want it to feel more like The Witcher original trilogy and less like a total reboot. Because doing your own, like design your own Witcher could very easily start to make it feel more broadly fantasy, and they could do much less narratively with it, whereas having a scripted character that you are playing with makes it much easier for them to design more complex stories around those characters, which I can understand why they'd want to do that. I'm okay with it. But I think both could have worked, but I think this is totally fine. Vaughn, thank you for the 10. Why does every big upcoming game feature a female protagonist? Is there some super successful game I'm missing with female protagonists besides The Last of Us? It's immersion breaking, in my opinion. Confident CDPR can pull it off. Yeah, I mean, I think they did a great job with female V in Cyberpunk 2077. Even the playable segments of The Witcher 3 with Ciri were very good. I don't think there's any problem with it. Why there's so many with female protagonists right now, a lot of these games were greenlit in the era of a lot of government grants and things that were going out to increase, not just government grants, but also funding rounds from big organizations that were trying to push more diverse casts in various media. So if you had diverse casts, if you had diverse writing and stuff, you could qualify for extra government grants. Dustborn's a great example of a game that was funded in large part by those types of grants. It doesn't mean the game is necessarily going to be bad. It just means that they looked at it like, oh, we could have a male character or a female character. If we choose female, we can get a bigger bag. Just do that. So I don't think it's a problem. It's just, to a certain extent, it's just business savvy to go after the grant that you can get in one way or versus the other. It doesn't necessitate that the game is going to be bad. The game could be bad if that's like the extent of the creative input they had, like with Dustborn, where they were just like clearly chasing money. I think that was probably more of a money laundering scheme than anything else. But with this, I just think they're like, hey, we have Ciri. We signaled that we were probably going to use her in the end of the Witcher 3. Let's just use Ciri. I don't think it's anything that crazy beyond that. To me, it's really not a big deal at all. Same with Ghost of Yotei. I think they were just like, hey, let's shake it up a little bit. Sometimes the answer is unexciting like that. Mono, thank you for that. I liked Ciri more than Geralt in The Witcher 3, but I'm disappointed about her being the protagonist instead of making your own character. I wish I could experience the universe at my own premises and not just witnessing her story. I think that's totally fair. Yeah, as somebody asked earlier, they're like, what do you think about playing Ciri versus make your own Witcher? I think either one would be a defensible, reasonable thing for them to do. I think they could go customizable or Ciri. They could have gone with another more niche character from the books, or they could have gone just totally invented new Witcher. And it's like Cyberpunk. You pick male or female. I don't know what the name would be, like Vox. And that's the Witcher that you're going to play with. They could have done any of those. And I think it would have worked just fine. Each of them have pros and cons, but as we'll discuss, I think the specific benefit of using a scripted character is that you can have a lot more nuance and detail in writing, in cutscenes, in that stuff. I think that's the key.